every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fucking for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
probably the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government. A lot of it,
because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug-ass face on every single day.
I'll explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors.
I'm mostly on the left, ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not going to go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me. I'm not a fucking Fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? But they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic Feds because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of speech.
leadership perspective.
They'll have no plan. They'll never talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We're willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
People laughing and celebrating Heil Hitler and Adolf Hitler. I cannot believe we're even seeing this and witnessing Miami Beach.
A Miami Beach nightclub catching heat, accused of celebrating hate with a song about Hitler.
Absolute disgust. Disgusted, horrified.
City leaders reacting to videos making the rounds on social media featuring the Kanye West song with the lyrics Heil Hitler over and over again. The same men seen in the club, known as controversial influencers, are also in a video from a limo. In that one, they're singing, and one of them is performing a Nazi salute.
To have people in our city celebrating this
animals.
This is obviously not welcome in Miami Beach.
Pretty
It should not be
not the
welcome
Hitler
anywhere in the
mark, huh?
world.
And by the way, I spoke to other club operators. They are not welcome in their club. How they got into this club, open arms, I want to know how.
The videos are from Saturday night. This one inside the Club Vendome at 743 Washington Avenue. The club releasing a statement on social media that reads in part, "We want to be unequivocally clear. Vendome and our hospitality group do not condone anti-Semitism, hate speech, or prejudice of any kind." It goes on to state, "We are deeply disturbed by the harm caused by this incident and the circulation of this footage." The Post explains the business is looking into safeguards and procedures to make sure this doesn't happen again. As for the men in the video celebrating the song, the mayor has this message.
It's disgusting, it's shameful, and you are not welcome in Miami Beach.
And the owners of the club, or the management of the club, also said in the statement that they are working to determine who allowed that song to be played so that they can be held accountable. We're live.
Laughing and celebrating Heil Hitler and Adolf Hitler. I cannot believe we're even seeing this and witnessing Miami Beach.
A Miami Beach nightclub catching heat, accused of celebrating hate with a song about Hitler.
I didn't ask him to play it. I didn't dance. I didn't sing. I think Sneeko played this song.
You're virtually banned from every single hospitality group in the United States.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Lion roar, na the mountain high. Smoke rise up, touch Jaja sky.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Nora Christine.
What's up? I'm Doc.
Ken Billions, what's good?
And tonight on the Man Cave, we are talking about freedom of speech. And we are trying to answer a mystery tonight. It's kind of like the game of Clue. Who wanted that song played in the club? It's been an international fiasco since Andrew Tate has touched down. I don't know why they allowed him in Miami, but he's at the center of this like he always is. Doc, I see you in the chat saying not freedom of consequences. What's your thoughts on the song? Have you heard it before? It's by Kanye.
Nah, I ain't heard it, but I also wouldn't listen to something like that. Like, I'm not gonna listen to no hate music or nothing like that. But I think it's a good thing that, like, of course, these weirdos wanted the song played, or one of them asked for the song to be played, but they're not gonna stand up and say that now, right? And my only problem is they be showing ass for likes and views. You feel me? Like, these dudes get on here and to lose all they respect that people got for them, everything, and show their ass for some people to like and click their videos because they, you know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, that's just weird. Like, to even want to indulge and act like you having a good time with somebody playing that, but they weirdos though. So, like, they role models to dudes who live in a basement and talk on the internet. So, you know what I'm saying? So I guess I can't blame them.
Ken, what about you? Have you heard the song and what do you think about it? What do you think about what Doc said?
I think I've heard the song, but my thing, like this, regardless of who Hitler is or not, people have to decide how people feel about somebody. The school system can't tell me to feel the way to feel about somebody. The government can't tell me who to like and not like, because on the same side as we feel this way about Hitler, Columbus Day is still a national holiday. And I've been to the White House and there's a sculpture of Columbus's face inside of the White House. So we can't, other groups of people can't tell me how to feel about somebody, right? I'm not gonna listen to it because that just doesn't sound like a sexy, wavy record. But you can't tell me what I can listen to or not, right? That's one. Two, it's also hypocritical because we do like hate music, as long as it's Crips and Bloods, as long as it's black hate music, as long as it's black hate music towards black women. We love hate music though. We listen to drill music, right? We listen to gang music, right? Where the music is you banging on somebody, where people do homicides to the shit. So we love murder music as long as it's black, because I guarantee that same club, they don't take out the N-word in the music.
Nope.
I guarantee they'll play King Von, right? So it's very hypocritical. All death is okay except for a certain group of people, and I'm not feeling that.
Well, and that was the argument that these guys made. The song before was literally glorifying schmurder of black people and doing grugs and talking about hoes and bitches. But then when this song comes out, oh, we got to ban them. But nevertheless, let me play this clip. This is Andrew Tate. He went on PPD's podcast. And yeah, they pretty much were like telling him, you'll see.
I have a whole bunch of friends who do a whole bunch of shit that perhaps I would not do myself, or I may not 100% agree with, but that doesn't mean they're not my friends, and I don't speak to them. I have to be honest here, guys. I'm really not trying to do some big apology tour, and the reason for that is because I really didn't do anything. So I want to make this clear. I understand why some people were offended. I understand they want to attach it to my name. I understand that it gets clicks in the media if you say Andrew Tate did X, Y, Z. I got on a bus. Full-grown men made decisions while I sat on my phone. I then got off the bus and stood in a nightclub while other people played songs while I sat on my phone. If they want to crucify me for that, that's up to them. Myron made the Nazi salute because he thought it was funny. That's Myron to come here and defend. Of course. It's not for me to sit here and come here and defend. Myron is someone I know and I respect and I like. Even if he did something that offended me, even if I found that offensive, I would still say, oh, okay, well, I like Myron. I have a whole bunch of friends who do a whole bunch of things that I don't like. I have black friends, white friends. I have every single type of friend you can have. We have the most racist group chat in the world. This is the world I live in, right? And I think that the reason the anti-Semitism issue is so sensitive is, one, because of the prevalence, especially online. And I'm not going to lie, I see it everywhere myself. I'm not even Jewish. It must be scary to see it absolutely everywhere online. The reason for that, I've just given you my theory as to why. That's the first reason. Second thing, of course, was World War II, and a lot of people died in the name of defending Jews. Of course, I understand that completely. But then thirdly, and I'd like to have an actual open and honest conversation about this. Don't we think, and I actually want your opinions, the fact that a song came on and the reaction has been so fierce and so, not aggressive, but it's so clear that songs like this can't be played without meeting genuine power in the world. Don't you think, to somebody who is completely detached from this situation, somebody at home who has nothing to do with this situation, watches it and sits and goes, ah, see, they are in charge of everything? I'm asking. I'm going to get this.
So, Doc, this song has literally caused an international scandal. Based on that and the fact that those group of guys have literally been canceled from every hospitality agency in the country. Not just Florida, not just Miami, in the country. Based on that, do you think it's because people just really don't like hateful music, or does it show the power structure that we have in this country and the world?
I think it's for sure. It shows the power structure we have in this world. And these dudes peddling hate. So, like, it isn't like this is coming from somebody on an accident or something like that. These dudes peddling hate and controversy and skirting the line between being standards and someone of low moral standards with the things they do and the stances they take. So I think this is just an instance where they may have crossed the line. They've crossed the line before. I mean, Myron had his show take down off of YouTube, and then he got on the internet and cried, him and his co-host, about all the money they would be missing. But when you get on here and you're controversial and you need these platforms when you do these type of things, you're gonna miss out. And they did something, and now they gotta, deal with the consequences of it.
Yeah, and Pretty, I just want to put this into perspective for everyone. These guys have been on the map. So much so, Kamala literally names Myron Gaines and Andrew Tate as the reason why she lost the election, because she lost the male vote. Ken, going to Tate's comment, what he made, what do you think? Does this show that we really are so scared about, showing hatred towards one group of people, or do you think it's about power?
All the above, but optics matter. I think Andrew Tate right now should have a very, very low profile. So the messenger matters. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you have fatigue on you, you could have a righteous stance, but people are tired, right? And Andrew Tate, the last couple years, whether he deserved it or not, his public image doesn't look good. So you know what I'm saying? He might want to stay with a low profile. Was Nick Fuentes on that there?
Yes. So it was Nick Fuentes, Clavicular, which we'll talk about next, Andrew Tate, his brother Tristan Tate, and Myron Gaines. Oh, and the other loser, his sidekick.
It's the loser monsters. It's the loser monsters. Like
they call them the Avengers.
Yeah, it's very hard to stand next to Nick Fuentes. But the issue is, though, none of them have a hardcore philosophy. They all kind of have talking points. They don't actually stand for anything like an actual day-to-day lifestyle, right?
I think Sneeko does. I think that's why we're going to get to that, because it seems like they're shifting, and I'll play it next so you'll see what I'm saying. They're shifting all the blame onto him, and they're trying to really cancel him to a point of like really canceling him.
And he attempts to come off as a devout Muslim. You know what I mean? So
correct.
him going to some of these activities comes off a little weird. You know what I mean? If he's literally living by, like, if he's going by all the laws, which he says he does.
Right. And he also took a very hard stance for Palestine. He took a very, very, very hard stance for Palestine.
I think for the optics, it would be wise for just a couple of them to show up in the dynamic that they preach about, like family, marriage, like they move like frat buddies, right? But none of them actually show up in the red pill theme. You know what I'm saying?
None of them really live, other than Andrew Tate. Not even him, because he has multiple baby mamas.
Not even him. That's what I'm saying.
Mamas. Yeah.
So none of them. You would think Nick Fuentes would have a lady with children. You would think Myron would have children. You would think that would be better aesthetics for this, because this has been dragged out for the last 6 years with these optics. You know what I'm saying? And there's public violent acts that's pegged to their organization. You know what I'm saying? Like the incel culture, that's all falls under the red pill. You know what I mean? So it would be wise for them to show up aesthetically looking different. At least that would be a good balance when you have this kind of press on you.
Yeah, and somebody made a good point about what Hitler would feel. I'll play that clip for the end. But this next clip, it talks about them blaming this guy that's speaking as a Jewish American. And this is what he had to say about Sneeko.
I think Sneeko played the song.
Yeah.
I think Tristan explicitly told me that Sneeko played the song. I think when you sort of diffuse the situation, they're kids being kids. Myron, who, you know how much time we've spent with Myron.
Yep.
That ain't no kid stuff.
Well, Myron's not a kid, and he's a really good friend of mine.
I agree.
And Myron's not a kid. You're right. I don't know if Sneeko played the song. Sneeko played the song. I'm telling you from my perspective, and I don't want to make it something.
But how do you feel about that? Because let me ask you a specific question.
Sure.
Do you know how much time I spent with your brother and Justin Waller at 9 o'clock on Sunday? I left at 3 a.m. Serious conversations, laughs. Of course, we're having Blue Label.
Yeah.
And Tristan.
So based on that, if you guys remember the clip, clearly Tristan was enjoying the song. He had his hand up in the air. He was enjoying it. Why are they shifting the blame and blaming Sneeko? Ken, what do you think?
Because Sneeko has been deplatformed on everything. You know
But
what
they
I mean?
all have.
Yeah, but I mean, put it like this: give it to the fall guy who really has no backing and nothing. Like Nick Fuentes has a movement. He has people that follow him. You know, everybody else has a movement. Sneeko's kind of the lone gun mercenary, but also this is extremely hypocritical of Adam, who claims Jewish status. If people really have a problem with this kind of music, they don't have a problem with Leor Cohen, though.
And also, he says a lot of, this guy, Adam, says racist things, by the way. He says things denouncing black people. I've heard him. I just need to find the clips. I didn't care that much to look into it.
First off, I don't even like the fact that they calling Sneeko a kid. This man is 27 years old. This man is not a kid.
No
This man is a
respect.
grown man. Also, if you agreeing and you saying that you think he a kid, why are you hanging out with children?
With a kid,
If that's how you view him. If you a grown man and you got responsibilities, what I'm out at the club drinking, riding around in a Sprinter, hanging out with kids, getting myself in trouble for like I'm a little kid.
Because they're
You know what I'm
setting
saying?
him up, Doc. They're setting him up. We'll get to that. Was a setup. This was a setup. I don't believe anything anymore, guys. I'm sorry. I don't. Now, and we're going to play also this other clip about what's going on in Miami. This is all about ushering in censorship. That's the reality. It's about, you can talk about everybody, but one thing, and I'm not going to say what the one thing is. I don't want the live taken down. And I got a problem with that. I think we should just be consistent. We shouldn't talk about black people. We shouldn't talk about Spanish people. We should be consistent. But that's what they're trying to not be. Silence. But this clip right here, this is Sneeko reacting to what they're saying about him.
Put the song on. I just don't think
I didn't. He's lying right now. I didn't. I don't know where he got that, but what I think he's doing, I think Tate is strategically, I think he got scared. I think he doesn't want to face more pressure. He wants to spend more time in America. I think he folded. He went against it completely. He said double down. And maybe I'm the easiest target of the people on the bus. I think Clava is more clout currently than me, so you're not going to attack Clav. He's younger too, less of a culprit. He doesn't want to attack Nick Fuentes and say Nick Fuentes played the song because Nick Fuentes gored our army. Oh my God. You don't want them. Yeah. They've gored him before. He doesn't want that again. So who else? Myron? Too loyal. I'm not going to go attack Myron. Who else? Justin Waller? It wasn't him at all. Sneeko. That's the last one of the group. I pointed at him. I'm not afraid of Sneeko. Sneeko doesn't pose a threat. He played the song. He can go onto the bus. He can get canceled.
Ken, what do you think about that?
I agree. Like he's probably the one with the least amount of money. Put it like that. He's you know what I mean? Compared to everybody else, he doesn't have the muscle. You know what I mean? So he's the one that can be hung out to dry. You know what I mean? That's what I think. What do you think, Doc?
I don't know how big your internet presence is, right, Ken, or how much you like tap into some of this stuff, right? Sneeko, Andrew Tate, all of those guys besides Nick Fuentes hasn't had a viral moment in a while. They haven't been in the news headlines in a while. And this goes back to these lame ass niggas that show ass for likes and views. You know what I'm saying? Like, we giving them what they want now. Sneeko is sitting in front of a computer now, and people want to see what he's going to say. Andrew Tate's sitting in front of an interview. What did Andrew Tate have to say in an interview before this happened? They sitting down, and this is literally probably going to be most of the interview.
5 minutes of the fucking interview. The interview was an hour and a half and 45. I was like, what am I watching?
So what they went out and they manufactured an audience in a moment. They say, you know what? We'll get each other together. We'll do crazy stuff. We'll do racist stuff. We'll do whatever we have to do to make people come to us and hear our voice now. You see what I'm saying? Because that's why I say I don't know how tapped in you into, but like he was a streamer, but he's been deplatformed, so he really hasn't had any emotion. A lot of these dudes haven't had a lot of motion going on. Tate's had nothing to talk about besides the racist Nick Fuentes, most of them haven't had anything to talk about. You know what I mean? Nick Fuentes is drying up. Racism gets old. After we know you're
I was about
racist,
to say,
the shock leaves. The shock leaves after we know you're racist, like, because we know what we're coming for. You're serving red velvet cake.
Up the things he says on his stream ever since old boy got unalived.
Yeah, but he doesn't give that shock value anymore because we know we're gonna get racist from Nick Fuentes. So it's not like you hear it and you're like, oh, I'm grabbing my pearls. So they manufactured an audience, you know what I mean? So Myron does college debates. No one watches them. People, I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have an audience. He doesn't have the audience he once had. Like, these dudes had huge audiences. So I'm not saying no one's watching that, but I'm saying they had huge audiences, and it's drying up. The well's drying up.
With Trump in office, they're not necessary. They're popping when Biden was in office.
True.
You know what I'm saying? When Biden was in office, all these dudes was popping. Also, the landscape has changed. The internet, the YouTube has changed. Now we have Twitch and the young streamers, the Kai Sinets, the iShow Speeds. Things have shifted. So Sneeko hasn't put his foot in that realm yet, or whatever. But the game has changed. When the red pill talking points was really cracking, that was during the Biden years. But why listen? Why listen to them when I can listen to Trump? Trump is more funny. He's more polarized.
Also, you got to think lately. You'll get more action out of these on-scene ICE incidents than you're gonna get from hearing some dudes get out here and lie to you about how they're gonna pick up girls. None of these dudes got girls before they got on the internet. Like, bro, that's why they on the internet.
I don't know. I don't agree about that. Andrew Tate got swagger. Okay, like out of all the men, he to me is the one I'm like, okay, I can see why the itch is like him.
Damn, you choosy? You choosy?
The rest of them are gross.
You choosy?
Or they're gross. Like, have you seen? You saw Myron Ken.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Tate waters that down when he out here hanging out with people he say are kids or are goofies or racist. If I go out, no matter how cool I am, if I go out and I hang out in a group of racists, group of dirty dudes, group of low IQ, I water all of my good qualities down because the people who didn't get a chance to talk to me first spoke to an idiot.
Well, Bernsey is here. He's a secret fan of our show. He likes to go at me, but shout out to Bernsey. Thank you for supporting. This is a clip of Myron. He's a fan of Myron. So, Bernsey, I'm going to do your boy justice. I will say this is the one issue I do align with him on. I don't believe in censorship. So here we go.
Be stopped. We won't be stopped. They won't silence us. We won't shut the fuck up. Haters gonna hate, baby. Okay? We're cooking. 2026 all year, man. I'm a little bit different. When you've been barging into houses, going after Mexican cartel members, going after pedos and terrorists and everything else like that, some dudes in Miami Beach talking about, "Oy vey, this is so hurtful," doesn't really make you scared. So it is what it is. You can't reason with people that fucking tell you, hey, for you to call out the fact that we control everything, we're going to ban you to show that we don't control everything. Like, what? Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, and I'm tired of like putting on a fucking blindfold to it. Right? I'm tired of putting a blindfold onto it. I'm calling it like it is. This is why I've been able to fucking get popular. All I'm doing is saying what all of us are thinking. Right? Like, hey, it's anti-Semitic for you to say that we control everything. Meanwhile, niggas cancel you off everywhere. Like, bro, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up, bro. Niggas want to cry and complain because we're in a Sprinter van listening to some music. Then the niggas will go ahead and turn around and play fucking Who I Smoke, a song about a bunch of teenagers that got killed. Then they'll play fucking Pop Smoke. Grrr, bow. Talking about shooting his ops and shit like that. Like, bro, the hypocrisy is absolutely fucking nuts. And what makes this even funnier is these niggas just got done talking. Sorry, these niggas just got done fucking doing a genocide, bro. What? Like, are we supposed to forget that for the past, like, 2+ years, you guys have been fucking bombing the Gaza Strip to oblivion? Right now, we got 70,000 confirmed dead people, with the majority of them being civilians. And this is before we've even pulled all the bodies out of the rubble or accounted for all the people that got fucking vaporized from the bombing. Right? When this is all said and done, and they go in there and they get the official count, it's going to be over 100,000, chat. So I find it incredibly fucking retarded that in one breath, these people will sit there and say, these guys are playing an anti-Semitic song. This is fucked up. But then on the other hand, these same motherfuckers will sit there and look you in the face and say Israel has the right to defend themselves as they're fucking bombing and killing children every day. And quite frank.
Okay. So, Doc, thank you for your service as someone that served. What do you think about what he's saying? Do you agree or disagree?
So I miss a part of it. A part of it's missing when he tries to conflate the black community with our music when he went and offended the Jewish community. You see what I'm saying? Why he drag us into this? What we got to do with this? He said we in here playing some music, but y'all go play rap songs. The Jewish people ain't said they'll go play no rap songs. Why he had to bring niggas into this? We ain't got nothing to do with this disagreement he got with the Jewish people. You see what I'm saying? So, but that's how they try to frame it. Like that had nothing to do with black people. He offended.
So, do you think he's a tether? He's tethered.
Yeah, of course. He offended the Jew. He offended the Jewish community and attempted to drag the black community and their music in. What we had to do with that? Also, I mean, I completely disagree with the way Israel is handling the Palestinian people and everything like that, right? But Myron was a part of the government for years. I don't see Myron. I don't see Myron out there. Myron is saying this now because it benefits him to say it because he's put his foot in his mouth. I haven't seen Myron say this before. I haven't seen Myron protest. I haven't seen Myron be out here and stand up for the Palestinian people. He's an Arabic man from that part of the world. He's
African
Muslim,
Arabic.
I believe.
He's
Arabic,
from Sudan.
man. Yeah,
Arabic,
well,
yeah,
sure.
Arabic. Yeah, for sure. Arabic.
But I haven't seen him take that stance before until he's listening to anti-Semitic and throwing the Hitler salute. What's the Nazi salute got to do with the people of Israel? Like, you know, you have to try to parlay this into making yourself feel right, pardon me. But he's really just a retard. Like, they're gonna ban you because that was my thing. Back to censorship. Those people can censor you. Censorship has been going on forever. You had to be 13 to get in a PG-13 movie. They had to make radio cuts of music. They had to put the explicit content on the front of CDs. There has been censorship for decades. This isn't something new. If you get on someone's platform and they don't like the content you post, the people who own YouTube, the people who make money from this, people who own Kick, any of these streaming, they'll ban you. That's their business, and that's their right.
And I'm with Doc on this. Like, he turns into a person that cares only when he can't do what he want to do. You know what I'm saying? Myron built a platform talking about none of these issues, man. You know what I'm saying? Like his Fresh and Fit platform, none of his platforms, he wasn't active about none of this. He's only active about these kind of things. How come I can't get away with this? He engages in extreme whataboutism. Well, what about this? But it's only for that though. You know what I'm saying? Everything else, he ain't putting it down for nothing that stands for anything. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a dumb thing to stand next to though. You know what I mean?
I think it's an internet persona, Kim, because Norris met Myron in person and said he was nice.
Yes, he is extremely nice. He's the nicest guy ever. I will say that. So sweet, so nice. I was scared to go up to him this time. He had bad energy this time because they were fucking with him. Whatever. They don't want him there. They made that clear, and they were messing with him. So I was like, oh, I don't want to be. His energy was off. But yes, he was very nice, extremely nice when I met him. Welcome, Slim. Welcome to the show. I'm going to play this next clip and let you respond to it. This is them explaining. He explained why the song was played. This was Sneako's explanation.
Hey, Ye's not about this anymore. All right? Ye's on a different path. And maybe I should have remembered that. That's the one thing that I will like take accountability or whatever for. Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and I know he's on a different trajectory right now. So that's not representative of him right now. But the whole point of the song, from my point of view, and I'll take it from the stream that we did. When I was in Spain with Ye, we did one of these streams. I had it on my phone, we set it up. It was after a long day. It was after the Piers Morgan. When he stood up, he said, "You see that view? You see that view? Don't take inches off my dick. I got 33 million followers. We could talk again when you get the numbers right." He walks off. I'm there talking to Piers, going back and forth. He's like criticizing me. He's calling me you were this, you were that. And I should have did the me, mommy, and the Holly joke. But I crushed him anyway. Piers Morgan was coping for a long time afterwards. And then later that night, we were working. Who cared? Had fun, laughed about it. Ye says, "Spark up a stream." Spark up a stream, and he's saying, "I just had a vision that I would play this song at the Grammys, wearing a swastika t-shirt." And I started crying because we finally broke the last doors of censorship. On the Grammys, everything. Because that song, and that's what I think about the song. All my niggas, it's a fucking paradox. Niggas aren't Nazis. Hitler wasn't a cuck who liked the people, like when niggas fucked on his bitch. Doesn't make any sense.
Maybe he was.
A paradox. He's saying, I'm the villain. Are you going to say this about me? You're going to take my kids? You're going to freeze my bank? All this? Fuck, I'm the villain. I'm the worst thing you could possibly say. I'm going to say the worst thing you could say. If you're going to say all this about me, fuck it, I'm the villain. And so the song is freeing in a way. Everything you can't say all at once. White people saying niggas. Black people saying Nazis. But the masses don't get that. And I think Tate does, but it's disappointing that it's just like, dude, you know exactly what this is about. Especially Tate is always saying things like, oh, might is right. Alexander the Great. Men are here to impose their will. We had a whole debate about that. He was saying the duty of a man is to impose their will on the world. It's to conquer. It's to conquer. All right. Who almost conquered the fucking world, Tate? Who got that close?
Slam, do you agree with what he said?
Yeah, I do. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of shit going down, man. But some people was making good points about a lot of shit out there. But I was watching the show earlier, and I did agree with you guys that guys are just trying to get clicks. They're trying to go viral. And that's happening all over the internet. Like, even with dumb shit we see, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I agree with him. Fuck it. Straight up.
Who do you think is responsible for playing the song, Slim? Based on, because I know you probably know more about it than the rest of the panel.
That's a really, really good question. But that breakdown, what he was saying, like, Myron and too loyal, he can't go after him. He had a point. He had a point. That's where I'm at with it. And I got a question. Hey, Ken, ain't you in Arizona, man?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up with that big ass coat you wearing, bro? What's going on? It is not that cold out there.
Man, it's crazy. It get cold as hell out here.
I'm fucking with you.
I got a question. Hey,
I'm gonna answer at the end who played the song because I know who played the song.
Yo, what's up, D?
You let white folks call you nigga?
I've never really had that issue. Oh, actually, in Chicago, I was surprised. They were saying that shit like it was a drop motherfucking pair of scissors or something. Shit. They were saying it, nigga. Does it offend me? Is what you asking?
No. Do you let them call you nigga?
It don't.
When you talk to Gray, you are asking. We had those encounters sometime every now and then. They very rare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that shit don't offend me though. Like, put it like this, right? You got to remember, I'm from New York, right? So
yeah, that's true. You from up north.
When I came down here, I was saying, yo, look at this nigga. And it was a white dude. And my Brody was a black dude from the South. He would get offended when I call a white dude a nigga. Yo, that's a cracker, man. So I was kind of like, oh, shit, that shit really bother you? Like, it doesn't bother us like that.
I get it.
Well, speaking of white supremacists using the N-word, I'm going to play the most famous guy that loves to use the N-word that's a white. You mentioned his name. Let's watch.
Somebody comes up with this idea. Hey, we should take Nick Fuentes to the club for the first time. Hey, I'd like to see that. That'll be funny. That'll be hilarious. Let's get the big nerd. Let's get the big dork in the club. We'll watch him squirm. That'll be funny. So we pile into the Sprinter van. Everybody is carrying on, having a great time. We go to the club, cut the line, pass through security, bottle service, Hoes, bring them forth. But none for me. And
'Cause I'm
a
gay.
song comes on the radio. My favorite song comes on the radio, Party in the USA. Then another song comes on, another hit, Heil Hitler by Kanye West. The club explodes. People are throwing Roman salutes at me. We're singing, nigga, Heil Hitler. It plays for 30 seconds. They change the song. We leave. We wake up the next morning. It's an international incident. The mayor has issued a statement. The club has fired 3 people. We are banned by all hospitality groups in the United States. The ADL condemned the outing. This is what happens when I try to go clubbing. That was my first time at the club. Never again. I go to the club one time. Never again. Never forget. Never forget the legacy of the song. The 6 million club goers who were affected by the song.
Wow.
Never again. And you know, here's the grand irony. You want to know what's really funny? I really enjoyed the club. I had a great time. The music's great, hanging out, drinking Red Bull. And I was thinking to myself, I think I'm going to give up my life of hate. I'm sitting there in the club, vibing out, the lights, the music, the energy, the people. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, you know, I think I'm going to give up my life of hatred and racism. And maybe I'm going to turn over a new leaf. Maybe I can start a new life in this club. I want to make love in this club. I'm thinking, maybe I had it all wrong. I was wasting my life spewing vitriol about immigrants and Jews when I could be having a blast every weekend with my friends. I said, you know, I think I'm going to resolve to become a club guy in Miami. Maybe these Jews and women and blacks aren't so bad. But then they proved me right. My former life of hatred and anti-Semitism is completely vindicated. I am doubling down. More anti-Semitism, more Hitler, more racism, more sexism. You banned me from the club? Well, then, now we're going even harder than ever. You took that away from me? I'm kidding, of course. Wouldn't that be ironic, though? Wouldn't that be funny?
Classic. Classic Fuentes right there.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Doc wasn't laughing. Doc, what do you think about what he said?
Y'all think Nick Fuentes go to the grocery store for himself?
Yeah. No. I think for safety reasons, he can't. He literally spends $5,000 a month on security.
You think
that ain't even that much?
What you think? What you think? Nick Fuentes go out? You think he walk his dog just wherever he want out at the park, Slim?
He can't.
Yeah, he can. I mean, he said at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna touch that, bro. Ain't nobody gonna touch him. Trust me. Trust me. You got to be on the other side.
You would have said this months ago about another guy that you thought nobody would touch. I'm 100% sure.
Who, Charlie?
You would have said nobody's gonna touch him.
You know, I'm gonna tell you the big difference. I'm gonna tell you the big difference. Hold on.
He had a bigger following.
Nick Fuentes is nowhere close to what Charlie Kirk was talking about. Nowhere close. Charlie Kirk don't even curse. He don't use certain words.
I said, would you have assumed Charlie Kirk was untouchable before
No,
he got touched?
I'm not saying nobody's untouchable. What I'm saying is ain't nobody gonna touch him for what he's saying. Just like they're not gonna touch Myron. They go for the weak ones. Just like they wouldn't walk into no black conservative church. You know what I'm saying? Certain things.
He is weak. He's 5'4", $120, and he can't go to the grocery store by himself. Slim, I could say anything I want to say sitting in front of this on this camera, and whoever don't like me, I'm willing to go outside and deal with the consequences of that. He not.
If he lived in the hood, you got a point. But I don't think he lives in the hood.
Slim, he can't. You Slim, when you go to these liberals that don't live in the hood, threw Andre goofy ass right on out of that No Kings Day protest. And I don't think Andre was in the hood. You think these liberals will run? That's what your the liberals are running down on ICE.
Right. So let me ask you this.
The government and trying
let me
to
ask you
cause
this.
them harm.
Let me ask you this.
Cause Nick Fuentes harm?
Let me ask you this. Do you think that Nick Fuentes is saying something to cause his self-harm right now? Like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, 100%.
And do you think it's the N-word? That's what you think?
No, I think his whole stance, how he carries himself, his racial divide, his raciness, how he downplays people's religions, how he talks to them, all of that. If he went outside and he carried her, the difference was he does that in a basement somewhere in front of a camera. Charlie went out at campuses and met people and shook hands and was a personable person. If he went outside, people would do him harm. He just doesn't go outside.
And to your point, they had a lot of security with them, by the way, because Tate talked about he literally spends hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on security. So they had a whole team with
That's
them.
why I could respect Charlie, though, because Charlie lived out and debated his point. So whenever people have something to say about Charlie, at least went out and met the people eye to eye, and he spoke on how he felt. And if you disagreed, you disagreed. But that was who he was. He lived on his principles. Nick Fuentes' principles are in a basement somewhere. He's in a basement hiding in front of a camera. You don't see nobody posts a video of him without 50 security. Even when he went to J6, he was outside of the city with him and his people standing, looking off into the sunset at people who were front line. He doesn't go in there and do it. When is he going to stand on the way he feels? He can't even live in society.
But a lot of people walk around with security guards, though, D.
He doesn't walk around. He doesn't walk around. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't walk around.
So you saying this brother just in the house in his drawers with a jacket on, talking shit?
When have you seen him? When do you see him go out and even just debate in public or disagree with these people that he disagrees, that he doesn't allow?
I'm gonna be looking for it. I'm gonna be looking for it now.
Have you seen it? But have you seen it?
I've never seen it. No, I've never seen it. But let me ask you this:
his pack, but he says for security reasons he's not doing it anymore.
How can I respect the opinion of a man who can't walk outside his house?
So you believe he's a white supremacist?
100%.
No, I don't even know if he's white. He named Fuentes.
Well, wait. Let me play this clip.
Oh,
and this one is for Ken. Ken,
Okay.
I want you to think back to 70, 80 years ago when the Holocaust happened in Nazi Germany. Let's watch.
Okay.
gelungen, die Front in breiter Formation zu durchbrechen und stößt auf Stahnsdorf vor. Der Feind operiert jetzt am nördlichen Stadtrand zwischen.
So, what do you think he would think about today, Ken? The Führer, the Hitler, what do you think?
What do I think Hitler would think about today?
The white supremacist racists of today.
I think white supremacists of the past will be extremely let down about the trajectory. I don't think they took account of the shift globally that people classified as whites would take. I don't think they would think that they had the moral conscience that they would have. The problem with the West is not going to be immigration or anybody. The problem with the West is they're going to clash against their own kind, because their own kind are not like the people from the past, right? So I think if Hitler was to come back right now, it would be the same as if Marcus Garvey or somebody came back and they seen the trajectory of blacks. It's in reverse, right? So, like a lot of freedom fighters from the past will come back and see blacks and look and be like, what the hell did I die for? And if they came back, they be like, wait a minute, y'all don't want to own this shit. Y'all not trying to put your foot on these people necks. Y'all, like, white people are not the same as they were 100 years ago. They're not. Like, we can't even front about that. It is way different. And I think look at Minnesota. Look at the people outside. It didn't look like that in 1930, not in America, right? So I think if Hitler was to come back, he would be very disappointed.
Yes, I do. And Doc, I'm going to play this clip. And this is what's going on in Miami. So transitioning over, the song incident happened, but something else also happened over the weekend in Miami. Let's watch.
Am I being charged with the crime? Okay, so you're here to investigate a statement that I allegedly made on Facebook.
We're not 100% it's you. We got to see you first.
If I admit that it's me or not, what does that mean?
Ma'am, you're not going to jail. We're just here to have a conversation.
I'm not going to jail. Wonderful. Excuse me. Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm Raquel Pacheco.
Nice to meet you, Detective Gino.
Nice to meet you. I am recording this.
You can
Just
record,
for the record.
You can record all you want.
How can I help you?
We're just, let me see that. We're going to show you a picture to make sure it's you. We're not sure.
Okay.
Is that your account?
I refuse to answer questions without my lawyer present. So I really don't know how to answer that question
Okay,
either
well,
way.
like I said, you're not
This
going
is
to jail.
freedom of speech. This is America, right?
And
A veteran.
I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
We're just trying to see if it's you, but if we're not talking to the right person, we want to go see who the right person
Okay,
is.
how can I help you?
So pretty much it's just a statement that was made as far as,
verbatim, it says the guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians tried to shut down a theater for showing a movie that hurt his feelings and refuses to stand up for the LGBTQ community in any way. Even leaves the room when they vote and on related matters. Wants you to know that you're all welcome. Clown face, clown face, clown face. 3 days ago.
You don't know if it was you?
I'm not going to answer whether that's me or not.
Okay.
The concerning part, and not concerning for the person who's posting it, what we're just trying to prevent is somebody else getting agitated or agreeing with the statement. We're not saying it's true or not.
Understood.
That guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians, that can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about. And we wanted to get your side. If it was you that posted that, I would think to refrain from posting things like that, because that could get something incited.
I appreciate your concern. I appreciate you coming out here.
Okay?
That's it?
That is it.
Okay.
I'm going to maintain my amendment rights to not answer the question about whether
So I'm going to give you guys backstory about who this woman is. Her name is Raquel Pacheco. She's a 51-year-old Miami Beach resident. She's an immigrant, a military veteran, a small business owner, and also a local political activist. She made comments on her Facebook post about Miami Beach Mayor Stephen Minor about the city being a safe haven for everyone. In her replies, she sharply criticized the mayor's positions, particularly his support for Israel and what she described as hypocrisy on issues including LGBTQ plus rights and treatment of Palestinians. Her comment included statements saying he consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians. And on January 12th, that was the clip you saw. The Miami Beach PD went to her home, talk about the incident. And also, I found out that in Florida, there's going to be a Jewish Florida Democrat there's going to be a task force called HB 11, a bill that will create an anti-Semitism task force within the Office of Civil Rights. And also, they're trying to put in a bill that the term West Bank be banned in schools, in organizations affiliated with the government. They want it referred to as Judea and Samaria instead. If this gets passed, the law will be taking effect July 1st of this year. Doc, what's your thoughts? You're not in Florida, but you're pretty close to us. What do you think about that? Uh-oh. He froze up. Is it me?
People that,
Uh-oh. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
A lot of times when people mention the Palestinian people, they often mention the people of Gaza, and they forget that the people of the West Bank live in the same apartheid. Like, these people are losing their lives, losing their homes, losing their land. You can watch a lot of documentaries on people coming out and settling the land. This was supposed to be their land, and basically taking these people houses and making them homeless and kicking them out. Also, I would never even answer the door for those police. Like, whatever you want to say, you have to say from the other side of the door. Also, I never answer questions. I've never answered a question from a police officer ever. They could kiss my ass. I ain't got nothing to say. You either will or you won't arrest me. But you're gonna have to kick the door down to do it. Because I'm gonna be on the other side of that joint. And I think that's crazy, but that isn't too far-fetched what they're trying to do in Florida, because they tried to make the slave trade seem like it was a card shop, in the new and then like they were trading Pokemon cards or something in the new textbook. So it's just a lot of people trying to wash this history and repaint it and reframe it in the way that they want to be seen, in the light they want to be seen. So, and it's sad for the Palestinian people, but you know, I don't know what to do. I don't have a vote in Florida because I would have voted no.
Slim, you have a vote in Florida. What do you think about that?
It just goes to show you how powerful the Jews are, for one thing. But what I can't get over is that this is the only country that I've noticed that focuses so much on the past outside of the future. And it's so devastating because if we was just to switch that mindset, there's so much things that we can accomplish. You know what I mean? But we so focused on what happened back then or how we feel about what's being said today about back then. All that shit is irrelevant compared to how we look forward. You know what I mean? And that's the shit that throws me off because, again, back to the whole supremacists and white privilege. Again, we black people with a word that nobody else can't say except us. We black people that got to label black-owned dormitories, black-owned businesses, black-only colleges. Like, we got to stop that shit, man. Like, it's just America. We are Americans. Black, white, Chinese, Indian. If you're a legal citizen in this country, you are just an American. Everything else is irrelevant. If we focusing on that bullshit that ain't getting us nowhere, we just gonna be stagnant in where we are.
But well, I would agree with you, Slim. I would agree with you, Slim, if there weren't people that specialize in propaganda to push that. I would also agree. I will also agree with you if the most powerful people in the world agree with you, then I'm with it. They are the ones that do this. They are the ones that control the media. They are the ones that control the newspapers. They are the ones that control the television, right? 100 people, 200 people, 500 people that really run the world. We behave based off their cue. So if they got to change a heart, like you're saying, then it's all good. But it's very hard to expect us to behave in a different way than those that control the shit are designing us to behave.
But it's also what you allow to consume in your brain.
But Slim, I would say that you contradicted yourself a little bit when you say we shouldn't look to the past. Every day you wake up, when you say if you're illegal to be here, that you know what gives you that legal right? Your past. Every day you wake up, you know what you wake up and you say, oh, you know why I'm legal to be here? The Constitution. Every day you wake up and you thank yourself for those constitutional rights. You think about and live in that past every day. The reason someone made the Constitution is because they knew today we would need those rights as Americans. And you live that every day, and it's something from your past.
Yeah,
you
but
just
I don't live
like.
the trauma. Like, at the end of the day, my whole point is you can't drive a car looking in the rear view mirror, period. That's just what it is. If we are continuously focusing on what happened to us, for instance, my mom passed when I was 17 years old. I got a choice to think about that every day of my life, or I got a choice to say, you know what, I will see her again. Let me make her proud while I'm here. If I allow that shit to stop me from moving forward, I'm not going to go nowhere, D. That's all I'm saying. We can't think about that shit.
True, on the individual level, my bad, Doc. On the individual level, you're right, Slim, in terms of the things that America provides. But it's kind of disingenuous to say we don't live the trauma. Like, people have been prisoners of war. Look at our name. Look at our name. When we walk down the aisle and get married in that fashion, we are in the culture of another group of people. You know what I'm saying? The language, the way that we see the world, our religious customs, our mating customs, that is the behavior of a captured group of people, right? So we live it out we live the trauma, we just cope with the shit.
But you can't let it basically determine your outcome, man. Nobody's reality should be your outcome. Nobody's opinion of yourself should be somebody's reality.
But not just Black Americans though, Slim. This country is founded on its trauma. The Constitution, the all that stuff came from trauma. They wrote these things down because these are all the things they didn't get from England.
So why not focus on rewriting history? Why can't we focus on that?
But we're living our past every day.
But we can
we're
rewrite
living our
this shit,
future.
though.
We're living
We
our
can
future.
rewrite this shit. Do you agree that we
Yeah,
are
yeah,
the generation that can rewrite history? Do you agree with that?
I completely agree, but we can't forget if we forget our past, then we'd be giving up our rights.
I'm not saying forget our past. What I'm saying is don't let it consume you to where you can't move forward in regular life. It doesn't make sense. If I focus on every white dude that called me nigga, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in today. I like being that nigga around the white dudes now, because I'm still gonna be that nigga. I'm cool
He
with
said,
it.
as long as they paying me, they can call me whatever they want.
The white dudes is the one who taught me how to get out the mindset. That's what I'm saying. My brothers never taught me how to get out the mindset. When I got involved with my business, I went to nothing but brothers. Yo, bro, we can get rich. You know what they said? Yo, go ahead, you do it. When you do it, then you holler at me and I do it. That's what they said.
Those are the wrong brothers.
Exactly. I had to change my circle. But again, that's what I grew up around. And guess what? The dudes that saw it was basically Caucasian. I got 3 white dudes that invested in my vision.
And that's amazing. That's amazing for your circle, but there's a white dude somewhere trapped in a circle full of white guys who don't believe in his vision.
True. I agree with that, but God bless him.
That ain't a color thing, you know what I mean? Just we got to be aware. But we don't have to live it. I agree with you.
Speaking of being aware, everybody watching, we have an exciting announcement to make. Fishback has been making his rounds. We will be interviewing him on February 19th. He was on the PPD podcast today. So make sure you guys are subscribing if you aren't already, because we will be interviewing Fishback. I'm going to play the clip on February 19th. Let's watch what he had to say about the control and the, free speech and all of that.
Governor. He's been in there for 4.5 months.
No, I mean,
well, he's what is, if you want to know what he's known for, he said last year, I kid you not, he said last year, I quote, "You do not have a right to harm people with your words," end quote. He said that. You do not have a right to harm people with your words.
This is
quote.
America. What does he mean by that?
Right. He means exactly what he means by that. I was on with Tucker 2 weeks ago, and we talked about this very idea. His idea is that if you're out here speaking, you somehow don't have the right to criticize the Israeli government or Benjamin Netanyahu. You absolutely have that right.
He wasn't talking about like true, really bad racist terms that get people completely lit up. He was talking about freedom of speech. He wasn't talking about inciting riots.
Well,
because Constitution talks about both. Well, you cannot incite a riot, but you do have freedom of speech.
Absolutely. And Bradenburg v. Ohio sets a very clear test for the Supreme Court that the only type of speech that would not be protected would be speech that leads to imminent lawless action. So, for example,
that's the inciting the riot clause in our Constitution,
and that's part of the Bradenburg test. And so, what the problem with Jay Collins is that he is part of this machine, Republican and Democrat. You saw what happened in Miami Beach last week. They bang on the woman's door. They pull out a phone and say, "This is anti-Semitic." She was merely criticizing the mayor of Miami Beach for what she thought was the mistreatment of Palestinians. It doesn't matter where you are on the Middle East on that particular issue. You are allowed to criticize anyone from this government.
Wait, what happened? So she's criticizing what his position is on
the Palestinians.
And then what did the mayor do?
Well, the mayor sent the Miami Beach Police Department to bang on her door and confront her, but they were investigating her.
Let's use names. The mayor of Miami Beach, Steve Miner. We don't want to confuse it with Suarez, right?
Correct.
And most people aren't familiar with Florida. Miami Beach is a small city within a city.
Correct.
Which is predominantly, is this the one that's predominantly Jewish?
It's predominantly Jewish.
Yeah, predominantly Jewish.
So here's the video if you want to see it, Pat.
Rob, go ahead.
Picture to make sure it's you. We're not sure.
Okay.
You got it? Okay, so is that
Okay, guys, we already played it. So again, Mr. Fishback will be here February 19th. If you guys have questions for him, please come back that night and send a super chat. We will be taking super chat questions. Lots of things to discuss, so I'm so looking forward to it. Doc, what do you think about what he talked about? Do you think free speech should be free, or are you still standing on it has a cost?
I think free speech should be free, but I think it has a cost. These same people thought there should be a cost when Jimmy Fallon was canceled. They praised when Jimmy Fallon was taken, or Jimmy Kimmel. Was it Jimmy Kimmel?
Jimmy Kimmel.
They praised when Jimmy Kimmel was taken off the airs because of his stance or the joke they assume he made, and you know what I mean? And I thought he should have had free speech, but those networks don't agree with it. And at the end of the day, it's a bottom dollar. If you want to post your free speech on these networks or on somebody's YouTube or you know these platforms that these people own, they're going to get to determine what it is they want to take and keep. And if you have something that you want to say that's so controversial, make your own platform and direct your audience there.
Okay. Ken, should free speech be free, or are you changing your position and saying it has consequences?
Oh, the tongue is power. I mean, it has consequences, right? You know what I'm saying? Your consequences are gonna be based on the vibration of your words. You know what I'm saying? So I speak things I want to get back. Right? I was just talking to somebody like the environment that I'm from. I was raised with, man, I wish a nigga would fuck with me today. Now think about that. Like, I wish somebody would play with me. Out of all wishes that I could have, I wish somebody would play with me. I could wish for anything, right? So the thing about freedom of speech, what comes out of your mouth, it has to hit something. Thoughts or things, it has to hit something. So you are held accountable energetically with the words that you say. When you speak life, you get it. When you speak death, you get it. Tupac talked about death all in the album. Big had an album called Life After Death. The tongue is power, especially when you write it, right? So just be careful with your tongue. It's the way that we create in the world. You know what I mean? So speak love and you get love back.
That's a good point. Speaking of love and speech and being accountable for your actions, we're going to play this last clip and then we'll do our closing thoughts.
It was human traffic. Topsy, did we human traffic you to the club? Did we human traffic you to listen to a song? Like, were you held against your will? It's a song, man. I'm super disappointed to see this. I'm joking around a little bit, but it's like at the end of the day, what did we really do? Miami mayor's talking about it. News is talking about it. And mark my words, Benjamin Netanyahu is licking his lips right now. He's rubbing his hands together, regulated, ready to be regulated. He's going to probably talk about this too. Just like all these other talking heads and think pieces. And so many people from the conservative right who complain about cancel culture from the left, they're the ones like, yeah, writing little text back and forth that we're getting banned everywhere. This is the ultimate form of being an American, is that song. What is being an American all about? Free speech, democracy. Oh, you give us taxes?
All right, fellas, this was a good show. Thank you for allowing me to host. For everyone watching, just so you know, don't need to cry. Ray will be back, and make sure you guys Doc, what's your closing thoughts?
Free speech should still be intact, but you are gonna pay the consequences. I'm glad all those dudes got banned from every hospitality place. And I think that's just good for business, right? Because you might lose more business just from that one time these people come into your business. You know, if you're going to be attached to that rather than, you know, all the other guests you're going to have. Plus, they get on the internet, they show ads for likes. They be some little weirdos hiding in basements, sitting in front of cameras. They can't even go to the grocery store without somebody watching their back. They ain't never got in a fight, beat nobody up, but their opinion's so strong until they hit log out. So, you know, I tell everybody, you know, mind you, everybody's just, man, you can say whatever you want, but it's just going to be consequences for it.
Ooh, yikes. Ken, what's your closing thoughts?
Man, my closing thoughts, it's still the top of the year, man. You know what I mean? Turn your TV off. Take your shoes off, take your socks off, put your feet in the dirt and ground. Wake up early in the morning when the sun is just coming up and try your best at sun gazing. Go on a fast. You know what I'm saying? Detox from all this shit. Like, there's a way for you to, these things going on are not necessary to even know. It ain't about nothing, right? It's just foolishness. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's still 2026. the top of 2026. Don't forget your New Year's resolution. Don't fall off on your diet. Don't fall off on your financial plan. Don't fall off on your vision board. Get back to it. You know what I'm saying? Let the peanut gallery catch up with their own kind. At the end of the day, like Sonny said in Bronx Tale, nobody cares.
Damn, not nobody cares. Slim, what's your closing thoughts?
Oh man, sorry I was late, guys, but good show. Yeah, man, your mouth could get you in trouble. That's what mama always told us. But at the end of the day, I do believe and agree with free speech. I believe that if you're stating something, recognize the consequences if you're offending certain people. And if you stand on it with conviction. Don't bow down. Keep pushing out what you need to push out, and so forth. We've been seeing people get assassinated and unalive for stuff they've been saying for 50 plus years. So there's nothing new. At the end of the day, what I would say is, to Ken's point, whatever you put in your mind, you are absolutely right, whether that's negative or positive. So keep the positive coming. Man cave.
That was a good one. Well, guys, you guys dealt with me. Burnsy said, good show, Nora. You surprised me with this one. But guys, this is an important topic. Very, very important, because free speech is not just a line in our Constitution. We talked about the Constitution tonight, guys. And to the fella's point, it is looking back in time. It's looking back 250 years. And there's a reason why that line was added, because it's the heartbeat of America. Before we were a nation, we were a debate. Before we had laws, we had voices. The First Amendment exists not to protect popular opinions, but to protect the unpopular ones, because history has shown us something very clear. When speech is controlled, power goes unchecked. Free speech is the reason movements were born. It's why women gained the right to vote. It's why civil rights leaders could speak truth to power. It's why whistleblowers, journalists, artists, and everyday citizens can challenge corruption, injustice, and hypocrisy, not just in America, but worldwide. You don't have to agree with what someone says to defend their right to say. In fact, that's the entire point. The moment free speech is only allowed for those in power, or only for opinions deemed acceptable, it's no longer free. It becomes permission, and permission can become revoked at any time. As Americans, we inherit a responsibilities. Our founders didn't fight a revolution so we could be comfortable. They fought so we could be free. Free to question authority, free to criticize government, free to speak without fear of retaliation, cancellation, or silencing. Censorship doesn't begin with jackets, it begins with excuses. And guys, we are one step away from losing our rights if we do not defend free speech. And free speech is the foundation of a free society. God bless, good night, and stay safe, everyone. And support the channel if you haven't already.
Family, we want to take a moment and speak directly to you. What we're building here with the new party is more than just content. It's more than commentary. It's a community, a space for independent voices, honest conversations, and people who are tired of being talked at instead of talked with. Right now, we're raising funds for something very special. Our new party, Castrith. An in-real-life content experience coming April 2026. This trip allows us to bring the team together in person. Many of us who have only worked virtually to create real, high-quality, independent media. Media that isn't funded by corporations. Media that isn't controlled by political parties. Media that answers only to the people. Our goal is $5,000, and every dollar goes directly toward hotel accommodations for the team, food and travel necessities, studio and production space, so we can bring you even better content. Your donation isn't just helping us travel, it's helping us continue. It's helping us stay independent. It's helping us grow. And it's helping us build something that lasts. Right. By the end of this year, our dream is to host a watch party, bringing the team together and opening the doors to the public. Donations like this make that possible. They help turn an online movement into a real-world community. We truly look forward to meeting all of you one day. But for now, we're incredibly excited to finally meet each other, to strengthen this team, too, and to bring you even more meaningful, powerful content. If you believe in independent media, if you believe in community over corporations, if you believe voices like ours deserve a seat at the table, Please consider donating to our GoFundMe, becoming a member, or supporting us by buying merch. No contribution is too small. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for believing in us, for rocking with us, and for helping the new party continue to grow. We couldn't do this without you.